Picture this, my friend. You step into a lavish global auction house. No Van Gogh paintings or James Bond signed vintage cars here. Instead, the items up for bid are things once tossed into the bin of daily routine. 5 minutes of pure focus, deep sleep, undisturbed by notifications, a face-to-face conversation, no phones eavesdropping from your pocket. The bidders lose their minds, shouting, $40,000 for a moment of pristine silence, 50 grand for a paper checkbook. No ads, no pop-ups, no free shipping from Amazon. The wildest part? Nobody's laughing. As the world spins faster, the slowest things become priceless. As supply overflows, scarcity crowns anything that isn't available to all. Is this a joke? Maybe. But in a world where we consume everything instantly, the simplest joys, like focus, rest, or even boredom, have become archaeological treasures. Have we reached an era where tranquility, slowness, and even monotony are the ultimate symbols of luxury? Is value truly born from scarcity, or are we just addicted to chasing what we don't have? Welcome, my fellow Maverick, to this episode. Together, we'll dive into a question that seems simple but sits at the heart of economics, puzzles the greatest philosophers, and even tangles our lives. Why do we always crave what we don't have? And why are the simplest blessings now sold at public auction? Value isn't just about utility. What's worth more, a bottle of water or a diamond? The answer is obvious, right, my friend? The diamond, of course. But wait, why? Water keeps you alive. A diamond, it just sparkles on your finger. Yet, diamonds cost a fortune, while water in most places is practically free. This paradox stumped minds until the 18th century Scottish philosopher and economist Adam Smith dubbed it the paradox of water and diamonds. Smith argued the water is essential for life. Its market value is low because it's abundant. Diamonds, their rarity makes them objects of endless desire, despite their limited practical use. Here is the dangerous truth. Value isn't just about what's useful, it's about what's missing. Scarcity, not utility, often dictates what we're willing to pay. And this explains the madness of our modern age. Things that were once free and abundant, like leisure time, deep sleep, unbroken focus, a distraction-free conversation, are now treated as rare commodities, sometimes one we pay for. It's perfectly logical now to buy a subscription to an app that locks your phone away, or rent the Wi-Fi free cabin to remember what silence feels like. This is the era of scarcity in an age of abundance. Scarcity is emotional too. Not everything is measured in money. Some things are valuable simply because we rarely experience them. In relationship, for example, the person who rarely shows up, we miss them more. The one who doesn't post often, their words hit harder. And the one who replies to text after 3 days, they've unknowingly earned a kind of digital mystic, as if they exist beyond our notifications. In art, an original painting fetches millions, while thousands of copies go unnoticed. Maybe it's because humans don't value a thing itself as much as its rarity. In communication, a handwritten letter in this day and age, it's not just words, it's a relic, a confession in an era of slogans. Here, we borrow from the sociologist Pierre Bourdieu, who spoke of symbolic capital, value not measured in cash but in status, respect, or quiet prestige that money can't buy. In an age of constant connection, a bit of silence is more luxurious than any speech. Someone without an Instagram account? They're treated like a monk in a silent temple, respected, maybe even feared a little. The one who doesn't hit like or share stories, they like a mysterious sage living in a real life beyond the screen. Scarcity itself has become an art form, even for things we never thought were precious before. Scarcity itself has become an art form, even for things we never thought were precious before. The age of abundance killed the sense of scarcity. We live in an abundance our ancestors couldn't dream of. We have more content than any mind can process. But are we happier? More focused? More aware? Every week, dozens of shows, hundreds of books, and thousands of videos flood our screens. But what sticks? Do you remember what you read last week? Or what you watched last night? Abundance doesn't always mean richness. It can mean distraction. We're like kids at an all-you-can-eat buffet, piling our plates high, wanting everything, tasting nothing. That's why some are rediscovering the beauty of less, reading one book slowly instead of skimming 10 articles in 10 minutes, listening to a friend instead of juggling 20 notifications at once. A thing's value doesn't come from just its existence, but from our ability to linger with it. Slowness has become a rare virtue in a world that measures life by notifications per hour. Uncle Fred, hero of the future. In a world obsessed with multitasking, do more in less time, and relentless hustle enters Uncle Fred. A 60-year-old man wakes at 7, sips his coffee slowly, reads a newspaper, no notifications, no texts, no updates. He tends to one plant, visits one friend once a week, and that's it. In the race of speed, Uncle Fred isn't lagging. He's ahead. He's rare, and therefore he's precious. We've forgotten that our bodies weren't built for this pace. We're slow creatures by nature, lovers of stories, reflection, aimless walks. That's why Uncle Fred is an icon, a symbol of a world we've lost but secretly long for. What we don't have, we desire. Value in this age isn't found in what we possess. It's in what we lack, more than our ability to hoard. Perhaps the greatest wealth we can claim today is to simply say, I don't need more. In a world that never stops pushing, notifying, tempting, the ultimate rebellion is to pause, to turn off your phone without guilt, to read a book slowly, lingering over a beautiful sentence twice, just because it feels good, to sleep deeply, not because you're exhausted, but because you deserve to dream, to talk face to face with a friend, without a smartphone eavesdropping from your pocket, and in the end, tuck this advice under your pillow. If you want to be rich in value, take a nap. Not because you're lazy or dodging productivity, but because, quite simply, you are rare. That's all for today, Maverick. Another question, another headache. See you in another episode whenever you decide to bother us with another existential riddle.